everyone, I hope y'all are having a great day so far. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie if you're new to my channel. So today's video is going to be my oldies but goodies recommendations slash books that made me fall in love with the romance genre. I've told this story before in my booktube newbie tag how I got started really reading romance. So of course I've read Twilight, I read that in college, and then also I of course read 50 Shades of Grey. And I don't want to say like of course because I know there's still people who read the romance genre who haven't read at least 50 Shades of Grey, and that's cool. Like I would say it was like a snippet in time and it was the book of the moment. I wouldn't say like if you haven't read 50 Shades of Grey that you need to go back and pick that up immediately. I would say that there are a lot better books now, and I would say that the writing was a little bit not so good, and there were so many times I just wanted to say, ooh, I need to put this down. But like I said, it was a snippet in time. It was one of those books that it was the book of the moment, so you just had to pick it up if you liked romance. Yes, that's what my video is gonna be about today. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my favorites, my old faves, and then also I just cannot stop thinking about these books. It's been what, almost like some of these books came out in 2012. Most of them came out in 2011, 2012. I still think about them. I wish I could stop, but I do. So if anybody has any recommendations similar to these, now I'm sure some of these, if I were to read them today, I'd be like, ooh, just because it's like not really my like thing right now. Certain books, like really subgenres, tropes aren't really for me specifically, but at that moment in time, yes. Thank y'all so much for watching, and let's get to it. Okay, so just picture this. Picture it. I had just read 50 Shades of Grey, and I was like, oh, what is this world? Who are these people? What is this genre? Tell me about it. So I'm sitting here, my husband was on a deployment, I got a brand new Kindle. And I never really super been into reading that much. If you know my backstory, my dad read me all of the Harry Potters, pretty much except for the last few. So that holds a special place in my heart no matter what is going on with it currently. And then of course I read Twilight. Back up here. Twilight is like, I don't even know what the reading level is. I think I recently looked it up because I wanted to get my niece to start reading Twilight. I think it's like for 14-year-olds. Like that's the reading level. Me, 21, me, 18, 19. Ooh, yes. Ooh, this is a great book. Edward what? Jacob who? So imagine me wondering, what is this all about? I got most of my information, I've said this before, I've got most of my stuff from Goodreads. I have loved Goodreads for years. It helped me get all of these books that are on this list. These at the time, I was just eating this stuff up, obsessed, obsessed, obsessed. Loved. Book hangovers were way real. I would like get so sad about missing these characters, things like that. So imagine that time, imagine my husband being on a deployment, imagine me just reading everything I can because what else was I supposed to do? I had nothing else to do. This is it. These are my faves. Now I can't stop thinking about these. I wish I could stop thinking about them. If anybody has any recommendations based upon these, let me know. So let's get to this list because it's pretty hefty. Now, first one I'm gonna say is Mystery Man by Kristen Ashley. Oh, the first two I've already talked about before. I've talked about it in my last two videos, so if you have already watched that last video, or even if you hadn't, you wanted a little bit more of a deep dive into these books, I'll let you know. So Mystery Man by Kristen Ashley, this one came out in 2012. So we have Gwen and we have Hawk. So Gwen and Hawk, they met at a bar, and of course, you know, they went home together because this is a romance novel. And then all of a sudden time goes by and he's still showing up at her house. He comes to her in the middle of the night, they have a little fun time, and then he leaves. Doesn't even know his name, doesn't even know what's going on with him, no clue. As the book pushes forward, her sister, Gwen's sister, actually gets her caught up in the kind of Denver underground crime scene. She's doing some crazy things, and so she's trying to help her sister. And then Hawk returns into the picture. And Hawk is very like alpha, very alpha. Y'all know this already. I love a good alpha male. Yes. And this is also one of those of my favorite tropes that she has to go live with him in order for her to be protected by him because something bad's going on. So her sister puts her in this position. Now, of course, there's a lot of great smut between her and Hawk. There's a lot of, she tries to pull away and then he brings her back and he's like, no, bitch, you coming back. You coming back to me. There's no way. So there's a lot of that. And then also we meet two other characters that she like tries to like move towards, but it ain't working. We have Mitch, the police officer, and he is in her third book in this series. I think it's the Mystery Men series. I think that's what it's called. And then we have Tack, who is part of the motorcycle club there. And they're all hot. Tack is like my first like age gap moment, hot silver fox moment, you know what I mean? Yes, so he has his own book too. I have not read them because I love Mystery Man, I love Hawk, I love everything. It was just so freaking good. If you're interested in something like a thriller, alpha male sort of moment with some crime, pick that up. It is very good. So next we have On Dublin Street. This is written by Samantha Young in 2011. And so this is a whole series on Dublin Street. We have Jocelyn, and Jocelyn moves to Scotland? What is it? Shoot, y'all, I'm like losing it right now. And she moves to Scotland because she has had a family tragedy and she needs a new, fresh start. That's another one of my tropes I really enjoyed, like the girl moving to a different country, a different, like I prefer different country, maybe a different area, whatever. Different country and finds love there. I love that. I wanted to put that in my tropes, but then going back and editing the video, I said something weird. I couldn't really edit it all together. It just didn't come out the way that I wanted to. So I took that whole trope out altogether. But yes, she goes to another country and meets her love there. She ends up moving in with his sister without knowing it's him. There's a lot of push-pull in this one too, and I like a good push-pull, but I like it more like she's kind of running away from him and he's trying to pull her back. I don't like, oh, he's doing something messed up and then she's doing something messed up, like after I'm looking at you. That's not a cute push-pull. This is a cute push-pull because she's like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready, and he's like, you better get ready. You better get ready. You can't tell me that you're not ready. I'm ready for the both of us. So yes, and she works at this little bar and it's so cute. I really did like it. I've read the next two of the On Dublin Street. I can't remember. I think it's one's on Jamaica Lane. I don't know. They're both pretty cute as well. Her roommate's cute. Braden, that's the dude. First of all, he's a millionaire. I mean, yeah. Who doesn't want to magically fall in love with a millionaire in some European country? Like, who doesn't? I mean, on the low, right? So yes, it is so good. The smut's good. How he wants her so bad is so good. It's just one of those like hot alpha male books that I cannot get enough of. Oh, and it came out in 2011. Next we have Beautiful Disaster. And my whole thing about Beautiful Disaster is that if you love romance and you haven't read Beautiful Disaster, like what are you doing? Like immediately pick it up. And I'm not saying it's the best, but I'm saying it's one of those that was like heavily talked about in the time that everyone had read. It was so big. It was such a huge thing, Beautiful Disaster. And I still think that it's very good. And I loved it at the time, for real. So it's by Jamie McGuire, came out in 2011. So we have Abby and Travis. So Abby has had some family issues in her past, and so she moves to a college with her best friend, and she somehow comes about Travis. She's going to like this underground fighting ring, and she's not really for it, but then she makes it there anyway. So that's how they meet. Now they have some sort of bet, and their bet is either he has to, you know, keep it zipped up. Oh, he's like a man whore type thing, very like ladies man. So he has to either keep it zipped up for a month, or she has to live with him for a month. So she loses the bet, she has to live with him. Now they try to play like the friend thing for a little bit, but you know, they really can't stop themselves. I think it's some of the moments she like tries to pull away and be like, ooh, I'm not gonna be so innocent, because of course she's a virgin. I mean, some of these books, it's like, can we get rid of the whole virgin trope? I feel like I'm gonna cut this whole part out, but yeah, I think it's more realistic that a woman not be a virgin than for her to be a virgin. She is a little pure and he's definitely not, so she kind of like tries to like get a little wild for a minute, not with him. Yeah, it's pretty good, like the friends to lovers sort of close proximity sort of moment. I really enjoyed it. I wish there was another one like it. I believe they have like a short novella of their after story, which if the book is really good and it's got a good epilogue, I'm not gonna read the novella because I feel like, why do you need to expand on something that's so good? That's my personal opinion, but it has a little novella of them getting together, the afterwards, things of that sort. And I believe that she came out with a book also of his point of view, because clearly it's in her point of view. I think it's called Walking Disaster. So definitely check those out if you like that book. But yes, love that book. I loved a whole fighter moment. After that, I read Mine, because like, who wouldn't read Mine right after fighter, freaking beautiful disaster. Fighter, fighter, yes. I loved a good fighting moment. In fact, I feel like I need to read some more fighter romances. Like, who else has any good fighter romance recommendations for me? I'd like to know. Okay, so the next one is the only one that wasn't 2011, 2012. This one came out in 2014. It's called Black Lives by Alessandra Tor. Okay, so I don't want to give too much away with this one because there is a huge twist, and if you see it coming, it's not going to be as fun. I was like gasping. I was losing it. Whenever they showed the twist, I was like, oh my god, the whole thing makes sense. Okay, so in this book, we have Brant, we have Lana, and they fall in love with each other. And the first part's kind of weird. If you can't get through it, I don't know. I remember being so confused by the first part, but anyway, they meet and he's got a lot of money because, like, duh. Okay, so they meet and they fall in love, and that's not the whole story. So they fast forward a little bit. He's been proposing to her. She's like, nah. And you're trying to figure out, girl, what are you doing? And then she, all of a sudden at a gas station, she meets Lee. He's the exact opposite of Brant. Lee is, I think he cuts grass. I think that's what it is. He cuts grass. He's very muscly. He's very like, And so he pursues her too. They end up getting together and she's with Brant. Now let me just tell y'all, if you have a trigger for cheating, give this book a try. Just give it a try. But that's all I'm gonna say about it. It's very good, action-packed. There's a lot of shocking moments that you're like, oh my god, how did you even like put all those together? Like, I thought you were here, but then we're here, but I don't know. So yes, if you like a good shocking moment, you know, definitely reach out for that one. If I could recommend one that's like the most shocking, that one, Black Lies. Next we have Playing for Keeps by R.L. Matthewson. So this one came out in 2012. This series is the Neighbors from Hell series, and I DNF'd the third one because I freaking hated it, and it's one of my first videos, books I could not finish. This one is about Haley and Jason. So Haley has this like cute little house and she like waters her flowers. It's very cute. I don't know what it was. Like, I was so in the moment when reading this. I could picture everything. Like, it was like I was right there. Well, then Jason moves in and he of course is like causing a lot of like ruckus, like, you know, neighbor from hell. So there's a lot of like enemies to lovers kind of moments, but of course they end up falling for each other. It's cute, the little games that they play to mess with each other, but yes. The second book in the Neighbors from Hell is so good too. It's cute. It gives a curvy girl her little moment. And then the third book, just please pass on it. It's terrible. The men are related in some way. I think cousins, brothers, something like that. Their relationship's just cute. That's what I'm gonna say. I loved it. Okay, last, and I feel like this is one of those other ones that are just like at the moment, it was just like, yes, Fallen Too Far by Abby Glines. I think this is like Rosemary Beach. I think that's what the series is. So they're on Rosemary Beach. We have Rush and Blair. Blair actually had taken care of her mother, and then her mother had passed away, so she had to go, I think it's Florida, and move in with her stepdad. Well, Rush lives there and he's her stepbrother for all intents and purposes. I think they meet when she's 19 and he's 24. She moves into his dad's house and they meet, and he's kind of like, ooh, but he knows he can't be with her, but he wants to be with her, but he can't be with her. Rush is just a really good character. Now, one thing I did like was that she goes and works on a golf course, and I'm sitting here 22 like, ooh, I could work on a golf course. She makes a lot of money working on that golf course. She's one of the drink girls. And of course, Rush is on the golf course. There's a lot of back and forth. There's 3 books. There's Fallen Too Far, Never Too Far, and Forever Too Far. They're all good. The last one, their relationships gets a little bit cheesy for me. I remember stopping it, being like, this is a little cheese ball for me. But I really did like the whole series. Like I said, that was the moment in time. One thing I did not like about the series, but you know, it's something you can get over. His sister is just, his mom is just, like, they're terrible characters, but in the end, he chooses the right one, and that's the point. Those are my oldies but goodies, books that made me fall in love with romance novels. If you can tell, clearly none of those are super dark. This is before I started reading dark romance, before I really knew about dark romance. So all of these are a little bit cutesy, but I'm just saying, like, I still can't stop thinking about them. Especially Mystery Man. Somebody give me a book like Mystery Man, please. There's something about Hawk that just like got me. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Tell me your oldies but goodies. Tell me the books that made you fall in love with romance. Tell me, because I want to know. I want to know if everybody is on that same path as I was. Now, given that it was 8 years ago, I was 22 at the moment. I understand that some of the people who watch this video are a lot younger. So hey, still pick them up. They are cute. They were like my faves at the moment. And also, you know, if y'all have heard of any books like them, if you have any recommendations for me that's similar, please leave them down below. I want to know. Something I keep forgetting to say is subscribe to my channel. If you like my content, if you like my crazy, subscribe to my channel. Something I did want to say also, so if you made it to the end of this video, I have not been putting out as much content in either my Instagram or on my YouTube lately because I've just been a little bit tired. I don't know, do y'all ever just get tired and like you just need a moment? And I kind of felt like I just needed a moment. Now I have not been doing YouTube for very long at all, but I told myself that if I ever like need a moment, I'm gonna give myself that, because I think that how people get burnt out is whenever they go and push themselves to do things they don't want to be doing because they feel like they need to. And I'm not gonna do that because, like I said before, I do this for fun. I do this for y'all. Like, I don't do this for any other reason. And so whenever I think I need a moment, I'm gonna take that moment. So the past 2 weeks, I felt like I needed a moment, and Jameson's been pretty sick this week. So just so you know, next week I will be going back to my 2 videos a week schedule. But just know, I'm always thinking about y'all. I'm always trying to put out new content. I'm always trying to think of new content. I'm trying to read so I can get you new content. That's all I want to say. And thank y'all so much for subscribing to me. And if you have any video ideas you'd like me to do, any books you'd like me to read, go ahead, leave it down below and let me know. But that is it. I hope you all have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for watching.